asleep amidst the trees. Bats all are swaying in the breeze. But one so light, anxious, wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags and rakes. For your dolly Polly sleep has flown, don't dare let her tremble alone. For the witcher, heartless cold, paid in coin of gold, he comes, he'll go, leave naught behind but heartache and woe. Deep, deep woe. It's all silent for the night. House turned in as daylight dies. But when so light lunches wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags and rakes, my dear darling.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Haunted Connection show. So we're bringing this to you from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley, Leicester, and we are sponsored by Sims Vintage Antiques in Warren near Stratford. So big welcome to everybody. I'm not quite sure what we're talking about tonight, so I'm going to hand it over to our illustrious leader.
Jane, hopefully everyone can hear me. I can hear Jane, but Jane can't hear me very well. You can't hear me, can you, Jane?
I can hear you vaguely.
Very good. So if you can hear me okay, if you hear Jane okay, just give us a thumbs up so we know you can hear us. Jane is going to try and lip read me. We're just going to have a general chat, aren't we? I think.
Are we? That's good then. Yep.
We didn't
So
talk about it, did we? We only decided to do the show last night, didn't we?
yeah, we did.
Okay. I'm very quiet apparently.
Yeah.
So, last Tuesday I had a problem with the internet, and I've got a problem tonight by the looks of it. So I think you're going to have to do most of the talking, Jane. Can everyone hear Jane okay?
Can you all hear me okay?
Let's see if someone replies. I don't know. No one's answering.
You're just going to have to shout up, Neil.
Okay, Jane is fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Jane is loud and clear. So it's just me. So it's over to you, Jane. You'll have to do most of the talking. Let's talk about Halloween, because we've just had Halloween, haven't we?
Okay.
Okay. Where did it originate?
Well, it is one of the Sabbats, isn't it, in the Wheel of the Year, Samhain. And originally, I think in pagan times, it was a time when they sort of celebrated the death of things, as in, autumn coming to an end, and they'd celebrate people who'd sort of died in the time. So it was more like a remembrance type thing, celebrating things that had died off, and it was also sort of the last harvest, and it was then welcoming in sort of new life, and that sort of then went on to, in a few weeks' time you've got the winter solstice. So It was one of the Sabbats that was celebrated in the Wheel of the Year.
Right. People can't hear me. Sarah says, well, it looks like it's Jane's show tonight. Okay, let's pretend. I'll try and shout up a bit. Let's pretend I am interviewing Jane. So if anyone's got questions for Jane, don't look puzzled. Anyone got
Don't chuck it all on me.
can't hear me?
Nice cop out, Mr. Packer.
Questions? I'll put them on screen so you can read it. It's just not going to
So, as while Neil's just sort of looking at some of the comments, as usual, if you've got any thoughts, ideas, any questions, any comments, I think we're talking about Halloween tonight. So, if you've got any comments that you'd like to put down, put them all down, and we'll continue the discussion.
Ross says, hi guys, do we need to hear Neil?
Yeah, he is the host with the most.
With the most, but no microphone that's working. I'm going to have to change the webcam on live for next time. Or I'll do it from the centre next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's a comment.
No, the Demon Files have not ended. It's just that we've had a break for a few weeks while we've been sort of decorating and getting the new part of the central ready, getting all the shop ready. So it's been quite a busy month. So hopefully, we'll be back with the Demon Files soon. I know next year, Neil's got the Demon Files penned in the calendar for every second and fourth Sunday. It is Sunday, isn't it? On the calendar. So they will be coming regularly in the new year. But it's just while we've been getting the new shop up and running and all the new areas of the centre. So it will be returning shortly.
So they'll be coming thick and fast next year. Cheryl says, brilliant, Jane, thank you. Annette says, laugh out loud, Neil said something before it was very muffled, but I thought, no way do you say that, my hearing needs checking. I don't know what I said now. Caroline says, oh, that's great, Neil and Jane. It's a bit weird, I'm just shouting, you still can't hear me. So, do you know who the next demon's going to be, Jane? Have you decided yet?
Who the next demon is? No, we've not decided yet. But I did think of doing perhaps Larage, because he was supposed to be very similar to Barbatos, wasn't he? Although they have different sigils, the description of them is very much the same. I was thinking of doing him to see if we actually encountered the same spirit or to see whether he was actually different.
Okay. So any more comments? So,
but we did go out in the woods to do him, didn't we? So I don't know whether we're in a position to go in the woods again. But we'd. It
might be a bit
but we'll
cold.
see.
It might be a bit cold.
Had to put your thermals on.
Okay, here's another comment from Michelle. Have the Fae made an appearance yet, Jane, since the area for them has been opened? So you talk about the Fae.
Yeah, we haven't quite finished the Fae area, but the energy in there is completely different. It's completely changed. Neil went down there the other day and he said he felt all tingly. So it's the energy in that little room has changed quite a bit. And we were discussing this yesterday about how each of the areas feels different yet again, since we've sort of invited in different spirits and changed the look of the room, like the old seance room from Neil's office into the new seance room. So that's sort of really delivering on a very unexpected scale. So the new seance room is really good. So we are hopefully going to get it finished in the next couple of weeks.
And then we start working in that, which would be good. Caroline says, don't know that one. I think she's on about the demon that you mentioned.
Yeah, he's I don't know if I've got. I don't pull my book out because I've got a massive stack of books here. They'll all go flying, I think. Got my stack of books here. See if I can find it. Oh, this one doesn't tell you what numbers they are. This is just an old reference. Yeah, I'll have to find him in one of my other books.
All right. So is he supposed to be nasty or anything?
Oh, he was supposed to be like another. His description is very much the same as Barbatos, but he has a different sigil and he is supposed to be different.
Okay.
But a few people, when I look at some of the other descriptions, he does come up. They do share the same. They do share the same name.
Yeah. Okay, here's an interesting comment from Shell. Any new items cause increased activity?
Any new items causing increased activity?
Definitely in the new
trying to think.
In the new sounds room.
Yes, there's some. I wouldn't say they're the haunted items, but the copper triangle and the copper pyramid and the copper square are producing some really good stuff. The energy that's coming off the old sort of clock and the two candlesticks in that room is really interesting, and we need to do some more work with that. The there is some older stuff that's sort of been brought into the shop that's for sale, some old pictures and things like that I do think are sort of interesting, and we just need time really to work with them. So but there's saying that there's a lot of activity and increased sort of energies and stuff because we've just changed the layout of the place and changed the rooms. So that seems to have stirred them up a bit.
So do you think that sort of confuses them or annoys them because we've changed things around?
I didn't catch any of that. You'll have to shout up.
Do you think because we changed the things round, does it annoy them or upset them or just make
No, I think when we change things, sometimes they lots of different spirits come in and just we've often said it's like a beacon in the spirit world, and I think when we change things around and do things like that, I do think it enhances the energy and the activity that's there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Plus says must come to another seance soon.
Yeah.
And we are starting the seances up again next year, so watch out for the dates.
There'll be some midweek seances, isn't there?
Yeah. Shell says, have you had activity in the new base room too, which is the shop?
I would say yes. There is a new. I don't want to give too much details away because I don't want to spoil it when people come for investigations. But there is sort of a new spirit, if you like, on the bottom of the stairs there, and the whole building. Even when we were in there before we started decorating, there was sort of I was picking up on stuff of a veg, like a fruit and veg shop and stuff like that. So I do think the energies are still there. We just need some time to actually work with them and bring them forward a bit more.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Caroline says it's lovely to see you both. Shame you can't hear me, but I need to get it sorted next week. So, do you think the shop is worth teams investigating itself as well as another
Oh,
route?
absolutely, because it's still part of the old building, isn't it? It's still on the edge of the old marketplace. There would have been a building there on that site for probably 800 years or so,
Yeah,
if not more. So it's definitely worth. If the upstairs of the building has got a lot of activity and a lot of energies there, there's more than likely stuff in the shop.
yeah,
So I think we just need to have an opportunity to work in there. But I think that part, it'll be, when we were decorating, we did say that the energy is changing. It's almost like it's sort of, it's being integrated into the rest of the building.
mm,
And I still
yeah,
believe that.
yeah,
But I think now more teams are doing investigations and things. I think that energy will definitely, there's definitely energies in that shop area. We
yeah,
just need to do some work in there.
yeah, yeah. Ross says don't talk about stairs. Now we touched on this last night, and we'll talk about it now because there's more people watch this and listen to the podcast. Friday and Sunday night at the centre were good nights, lots of activity.
Yeah,
Saturday they said they had a very quiet night.
yeah.
Just run through why do you think that happens sometimes in your
Um,
in your
I think Sunday night was particularly active because I do believe the veil was thinning, and the veil was at its thinnest, as what happened on Halloween or Samhain, and then usually the 1st of November is when the veil goes back to being normal. So Sunday night, I would expect it to be really quite busy and to be lots of activity and everything else. Saturday night, I'm not sure. Sometimes there is quiet nights, but we've had people have quiet nights. They've said it's been quiet, but because they're used to so much activity there, even doors opening on their own or things happening. If that only happens a couple of times, sometimes people think it's a quiet night, and yet it's perhaps an amazing experience to see doors opening on their own and things. But people come to expect a lot more from the centre. So, on a quiet night, which occasionally does happen, um, you know, it's um,
could be just an average night.
my brain's gone blank. Yeah, so sometimes we do get a quiet night up at the centre. It's not busy every single night, but it's quite rare we get a quiet night. But sometimes it does happen. Had a bit
Pickleball.
of a brain freeze there. Oh,
Well, yeah, I get them quite often, you know that. So, do you think places go have quite nice because they're overdone? Do you think, like some people say, that the spirits get tired and they need?
no, no. I can probably imagine them getting a bit fed up. I don't think they get tired as such. They can probably get a bit fed up as anybody would if people are coming in and asking you the same old questions and the same old thing over and over and over again. Can you move that? Can you tap this? And then when you do it, can you do it again? So, occasionally they probably will just think, no, bugger off, I'm having a day off.
Of course, Saturday night there was lots of fancy dressed people out in the streets of England. So
Yeah,
perhaps they were on the streets in fancy dress, enjoying the
yeah,
party.
maybe.
Um, so Floss says everyone needs a night off.
Yeah.
Um, Facebook user, I don't know who that is, sorry, is evening guys. So you don't think places get over? Do you believe places get overdone?
No, because you've got all sorts of spirit. I mean, with the centre, you've got all the spirits of the building. You've got all the energies that are sort of attached to things, and you've also got spirit that come with people that are doing the investigations. And by that I mean not attachments and stuff. I mean sort of family and guides and stuff like that. So it's always quite active. There's always lots going on, and it's very rare that it is quiet.
Yeah. Any more comments? People watching. So where did Halloween originate from? Is it a European thing? Or?
It was a pagan festival. Because it's sort of like the last. I think you've already asked me this, haven't you?
I can't. I'm going to pray for it.
It was a pagan festival, and it's one of the Sabbats that's on the Wheel of the Year. So it was more like a remembrance day where they sort of celebrated all that had sort of happened and the things dying off, people who had died through the year. It was more of a remembrance for the things, letting things go and celebrating a new start.
Okay, Vicky says, Neil, don't know if it's me, but I can't hear you. No, I've got problems with my microphone. No one can hear me, Vicky. It's not you. I am actually shouting. So there's a problem with my microphone. Jane can't hear me, so we're struggling a bit tonight. So I think we might have to...
I can hear you a little bit. You're just very faint.
We might have to cut it short tonight. It's just no good, no fun doing like this. So, any more comments? So, where's this trick and treat thing coming to it then?
Well, I think a lot of that. Well, there's, I think a lot of that sort of come from America, didn't it? The trick or treating, and the influence, the American influence, is really has been quite. It seems to just amplify it, doesn't it? And there's just so much celebration around the dressing up and the trick or treating. I mean, we don't seem, although we do the trick or treating, we don't seem to go to town on it like the Americans do.
Okay, Vicky says, don't know what he said, Jane. Can you repeat?
Which bit?
What I said. People can't hear me.
Repeat which bit? I don't know which bit they want me to repeat. It's like blind leading the blind. Sorry, Vicky.
Hang on, I'm typing it. Okay, Jane, read this out. They can't hear me. I think we're going to have to cut it short, Jane.
Yeah, okay.
Just no one can hear me, and we can't go on like this, can we? It's silly.
No, it's a bit of a shame, but yeah.
So if you end it, Jane, and we'll see each other again, because you can't hear me.
Yeah, we'll Neil will have to get his sound sorted out. We'll try again next week. So stay with us, folks. We will be back next week.
Yeah.
And hopefully Neil will be able to hear Neil by then.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah, we are going because Neil, we can't hear Neil. Okay. So we'll see you next week.
Was asleep.